I grew up in a not very religious family. My father was a Catholic, which means that he drank a lot of Guinness and got a series of women pregnant. My mother was what you might loosely term a superstitious Catholic, so she never went to church, but she would hang crucifixes around her bed to ward off evil spirits. I remember praying from a very young age to one God, and children's prayers are very precious. My prayers were usually along the lines of, "Dear God, please make my sister not so annoying. Dear Lord, please let my teacher not give me homework tonight." I think children have the most honest prayers and the best contact with God because they ask really openly for what they'd like, and God responds really openly to children. So what did I actually know about Islam in 2004? Well, from my own experience growing up, I thought I knew that Muslim girls were very good at science and maths. Most of them went on to be doctors, and they didn't date in their teenage years. But what did I learn about Islam as a British person after 9/11? 9/11 wasn't only an awakening for a right wing desperate to sell their colleagues' weapons to a peaceful-ish world after the collapse of communism. 9/11 was a wake-up call to all people of conscience and thought, wondering if there's a clash of civilizations, and if these Muslims within our communities are so violent, why haven't they been attacking us before now? Why are the markets that I see in London in the year 2001, why did I see the Muslims there just minding their own business and going shopping and taking part in society? Were they really waiting with knives and machetes under their beds for a secret sign to kill the infidel? Yet this is what we were sold from the 9/11 onwards. So I began to suspect, along with tens of thousands, millions of other people around the world, that what we were seeing on the news wasn't the full story of Islam, and so I did a bit of research. And my research began to center around Palestine. I can't tell you why. I don't know what took me to Palestine the first time, but we could say, couldn't we, and we do, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best planner. I thought I had a life plan, and I was going to write lifestyle and political features. And Allah had a different plan for me. So in 2004, I began to suspect that I was not being told the truth about what was going on in Palestine. And in 2005, I got a commission to go to the West Bank. And I was very scared about going to the West Bank because there were some things that I knew that I didn't want to know. I had mild Islamophobia myself, you see. So when I went to the West Bank, I knew that I was scared of Arabs. If I was honest, I was scared of Arabs. I was definitely scared of Arabs with guns. And Arab Palestinian Muslims with guns, that was just a no-brainer. But I took myself there, or Allah sent me there, who knows. And I found myself one day in a lift going to meet Mahmoud Abbas with his guard with their guns and their walkie-talkies and their Arab accents. And I'll never forget the metal door clanging on that lift going upwards to meet Mahmoud Abbas. And I heard the men going into the walkie-talkies, something like, "Bukra, inshallah, yo, 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 Bukra, inshallah." And in my mind, I did an automatic subtitle, "You'll kill the blonde infidel later." And I thought to myself, you know, I've seen this movie and it never ends well for the white girl. Mild Islamophobia. You couldn't avoid it. So what happened to me? What was my my experience that somehow I find myself here today, moved with such love to be a part of the most amazing ummah in the history of mankind. Let me tell you, the Palestinian people in their struggle reached me in my heart in a way that I didn't know existed. And so did the women as well, the women of the Ummah. In 2007, I went to Lebanon. I was there invited to do an interview, and I was to be met by some women, water coming in winter, baking hot in summer, dirty mattresses for 16 people to sleep on, a jumble of ancient pots and pans in a Kala gas stove. I went in during Ramadan, and I felt really angry. And I want to tell you why I felt angry that Ramadan in 2008. I felt really angry that their Muslim God would expect people to go hungry during the day and thirsty. I couldn't understand it. How